Hello everybody, and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary, where I do the research to try to teach you a little something about what you're drinking. Well, we got another Bookers. So this one is the 2017-03, and it's the Front Porch batch. Now, unlike some of the other Bookers, although this does have a story behind it, it's not quite as adventurous as some of the previous ones. It's not necessarily funny. It's not really about extreme generosity or anything like that. This is about relaxing. And this is about relaxing on your front porch, sipping some bourbon, and just chilling out. And this is something that Booker Noe would do. And his son kind of wanted to name this batch after the idea of his dad sitting on his front porch, just chilling out with some bourbon and sipping it, which I'm sure is something that we can all relate to. Especially in the middle of the winter, it's something I'm looking forward to doing again. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the nosing and tasting of this guy. Once again, we've got that beautiful, beautiful dark brown color there that you really only get in bourbons or extremely old scotches, but bourbon seems to do it right. So let's go ahead and give this a nose. The nose is extremely pleasant. Now, as with other Bookers, I mean, this one is, what is it, 120, 125, 128, somewhere in there, proof. So although it's, heavy on the alcohol, this doesn't really burn your nose too much. So go ahead and inhale deep. So for me, I get some awesome notes out of this. You get brown sugar and you get maple, which I'm starting to love when that comes across in a bourbon. You've got your vanilla, and you don't really have a whole lot of oak in there. So I'd really say brown sugar, maple, and vanilla. All right, let's go ahead and give this a taste. Cheers. So, I have tried this with water, and I will say that the main difference really is just kind of cutting it a little bit, but these are my general tasting notes of this. Although it is extremely sweet, probably one of the sweeter ones I've had, the bite that you get out of this is a little bit more than I kind of want out of my Bookers. Now, you say, Whiskey Dick, this is 125 proof. Of course it's gonna have a bite. But when you look back at the 2017-02, I mean, you could chug that stuff like soda. Get a little fizz in the back of your throat, but generally, like you could drink that stuff. It was real crisp and real smooth. This has a bit more bite to it. It's not a bad thing. Just personally, it's not what I love in my bourbons, especially Bookers. That being said, the lack of the well-rounded does get a little bit of negative points for me, but as far as what I'm getting out of it, so it's very, very vanilla forefront, as well as that sweet corn, just almost like a little too sweet, but the vanilla is very prominent to me. The brown sugar does come across in the flavor. And there's one little unpleasantness, unfortunately. After the alcohol is kind of, swallowed it and then it's had a minute to kind of dry on your tongue, when you inhale, you get a little bit of like cigar ash. Obviously, drinking whiskey and smoking cigars are a match made in heaven. Not necessarily a thing I enjoy too much. So to me, that's another negative. Maybe for you, it's a positive. But to me, that's not a great thing, especially because it's not like inhaling a good cigar and kind of getting some of that flavor. It's really just like kind of sniffing the tray from a spent cigar. So anyway, not really my thing. This is not my cup of tea. I am, however, going to give it some credit. It is better than the 2017-01. And don't worry, I'm not going to just bash that one all the time. I have a really good idea of what that tasted like. So the 2017-01 is just a little bit below this one in my mind, not much. So let's see, I think it's over here. So I'm going to put the 2017-03 right here. The 01 is right here, and the 2017-02 still up here for me. If you see this one and you're feeling particularly interested, go ahead. I personally wouldn't spend the 75 or whatever I spent on this, but if you see it for 50, which some of you have been telling me you've been seeing your Bookers for 50, that might be worth a purchase. If for no other reason, just because it's 125 proof and it's only 50 bucks. So anyway, does not get my vote of approval here, I would say ignore it. So I will see you next time here on the Whiskey Dictionary. Cheers.